Ah, well, that's a shame. My fun vehicle is down for the count at the moment. Oh well, at least I have the Miata. Oh. Thank you for joining me here today in front of my 2008 Mazda Miata, which has, again, let me down. And it's not due to any of the modifications I've thrown at it. This brake caliper here is just giving me a little bit of trouble. In the mornings, if it's cold, I get a horrendous screeching noise from this corner. I have slightly weird pedal feel, and the car pulls a little bit to the left when I get on the brakes. And I think this noisy, misbehaving caliper is to blame. I think that what's going on here is the slide pins are not actually sliding. That's these parts right here. So we're gonna get this caliper off, give everything a look, probably hit a few things with a wire wheel, grease them, and slap it back together, and hopefully that'll be it. Hunch, hashtag confirmed. So what we have down here is a slide pin doing its job and sliding in and out to allow caliper movement side to side to account for any weirdness with brakes. This one does not do that. Let's give it a little tap. Nothing. Okay, so, oh yeah, that is nasty in there. Okay, let's hit that with some penetrating oil and give it a little while to sit, and then we'll hit it with the hammer again. And we're just gonna try and work this thing free on the car. Those bracket bolts are big and nasty and mean, and I don't wanna take those out if I don't have to. Well, I've been wailing at this for about 30 minutes now in various directions with absolutely no result. I've tried hitting it out because it should move out in this direction. I've tried rotating it, which this one appears to rotate freely in both directions. It doesn't seem to have any threads on it. Nothing's been working. I don't have an impact, so I'm using a dead blow mallet and a wrench and just kind of hitting on it. So this bracket's gonna have to come out, and I'll either try this again on the bench or just replace this bracket altogether. Not sure where I'll get one, so this will probably have to wait till another day. But I've got to get these big old boys back here off, and that means a lot more hitting with a hammer. So I'm gonna let those soak for a little while and probably turn the wheel a little bit so I can access this a bit better. But what, you might ask, is going on with the Ducati? Well, the thing that happens with all old bikes with carburetors, there's a problem with the carburetors. I was planning on doing a video comparing K&N filters with OEM filters and why you should absolutely not put a K&N filter on a stock constant velocity carbureted bike like this. You end up with worse performance, it runs poor, just all kinds of stuff. I went from the K&N back to the stock filter, and it absolutely woke this bike back up. So much so that I accidentally wheelied going to second, and when I came down, some gunk must have gotten off the bottom of the carbs and clogged my main jet, and then the bike was just kind of power limited to 40 miles an hour because, you know, no carby, no work. So I pulled the carbs out in the airbox, which was fun. Airbox is, where is it? Oh yeah, it's hanging off the bike on that side. There it is. Hello, Mr. Airbox. And I've got the carbs off, and they are over there. Here are the offending carburetors. Unlike the K-Hen CVs I'm used to, these are Mikuni CV carburetors. Architecturally pretty much the same thing. You've got a whole bunch of jets and stuff down here, but take a look in this bowl. Look at all that gunk. Somehow that got through the fuel filter and the fuel pump and made it all the way into the carb. That is absolutely disgusting, and no wonder the jet is plugged in. Actually, if you look right there, you can see that little bit of gunk actually fell out of this main jet when I took it out, which is hilarious for one. But yeah, that'll probably be my problem right there. My phone. There's even more gunk up actually in the bowl of the carburetor itself. You can see some in there, and then even in this vacuum chamber that lifts the slide up, and you can see on the top of the slide there's a residue and all sorts of nastiness going on there. So I could probably blast this out with a carb cleaner and get it back on the bike and have it running by the end of the day. But here's the thing. The airbox has been modified with the lid cut off so that it flows better. It has a K&N so that it flows better, and it has these Fast by Ferrazzi Forza pipe. Wow, I didn't pronounce any of that right. Fast by Firashi Forza pipes on it so that it flows better. And all of that necessitates better jetting. And this bike appears to have the stock jetting. If I take a look at this pilot jet here, that is a 70. I believe that's a 70, and that's a 140, which are, if I'm remembering correctly, the stock jetting for this. So I think I'm actually going to leave this apart for a while. I'm going to order a new gasket set just so that I never have to worry about this again. I don't want to put this back together and have everything leak, because this thing was a right pain to get out, and I have no idea how I'm going to get these throttle cables back on. That was the absolute worst. I'm going to leave this apart for a while, clean it all up, new gaskets, and I'm going to get a Dynotech Stage 2 carb kit, and that comes with new main jet, new pilot jet. It comes with some new associated O-rings. This thing here is a press-in jet, which is an awful design. Why on earth did they do this garbage? Press-in jet with an O-ring. It'll come with a new one of those. It comes with a new springy boy here. It comes with a new needle and all the instructions to set this all up properly to take advantage of that extra flow. And as a result, the bike will also run a lot better since it'll actually be tuned for the amount of vacuum that there is upstream the carburetor and how much back pressure there is downstream of the carburetors through the exhaust. No, that would be downstream of the cylinders, which I guess is technically downstream of the carburetors, but you know. So at the end of all this, my bike will go from having less power than stock thanks to inadequate jetting for the modifications to more power than a stock bike thanks to these Stage 2 pipes. So that will be something pretty special if I can ever make this work again. Because we all know this bike's just never gonna run again, and I'm gonna get bored, and I'm gonna sell it non-running and get something that's an even worse idea somehow. I'm not sure what that would be. Maybe like a CBX that's been like sitting in a barn. At any rate, lots of fun to be had there. Not sure how much of it I'll show on video just because, well, I've done multiple carb rebuilds on video already. I don't think anyone really cares to see another. So maybe just small updates in the middle of videos like this. Anyway, back to this thing. My last two videos saved as time lapses. I am not sure why, but I got the bracket loose using a totally non-sketchy method that involved the jack and this wrench after like an hour of hitting it with hammers and various other implements that did nothing. So, all right, let's see if we can free that guy up. Little piece of shit. Well, I think it's about time to throw in the towel, both literally and figuratively. This thing just isn't coming off. I'll have to buy a new bracket. Oh well. Here's a little bit of a look at what's gumming up the works there. There's all kinds of nastiness in here. Just some gunk got past this boot apparently and got jammed up in there. I've tried hitting it every which way, but no luck. Even if I get it out, the internal part there is probably just so galled up that it's not even worth the effort. So yeah, here's what one's supposed to look like inside. Just pops right out, no problem at all. At least this will be a fairly cheap, hopefully pretty big improvement in the way my car brakes, so that'll be nice. And that is a bit of an odd place to leave off for me. I didn't actually win this time. Nothing got done except I need to go spend some money apparently, both on a jet kit and seals for the Ducati and a brake caliper bracket for the Mazda, and then hopefully my two vehicles will be back up and running within a short time. It's no telling which one first. Depends on when parts arrive, I suppose. And that does it for today. Give a like, give a subscribe, give a comment, send me a love letter. Thanks for watching. Just kidding, we're back the next day, and I have a caliper bracket with functional slides. There was actually only one salvage yard in town that even had an NC Miata, and I had to buy the whole caliper for 40 bucks. But hey, it means I can get the car on the road and drive it, I guess, hopefully. Let's get to work. And there we have a bracket with good slides. Look at those, they move nice. Let's get that right on there. Hey, well, that looks like something. At least caliper's back on there and is able to freely move, though not much because, you know, tolerances. Just gonna hit this with some CRC brake cleaner, get on in my disgusting human oils off of there so that I'm not like diving into a corner and get subpar braking performance. I think the only thing left to do now is to pop that wheel on there and go for a test drive. Or test brake. Test stop? Test stop. Yeah. Give a little test here in the driveway. Whoa. Oh. That... Yeah, that's been broken since I got the car. That's... the brake pedal has never felt like that before. Okay, let's shuffle some cars around and get this thing on the road. It feels like a modern car now. Oh, wow. Well, I'm definitely very happy with how this turned out. For $40 for a replacement bracket, my brakes have gone from feeling soft like an NA Miata that's got 200,000 miles on it to feeling like an actual modern car. And that's impressive. I can't wait to actually do some aggressive driving with this setup. Hopefully track days are going to be starting up soon and I can actually see how this feels to modulate and all that kind of stuff. Let's see if it's any easier to heel toe with. That's a yes. But none of this is easy with one hand. So I'm going to leave it there. And thanks for watching.